Alright guys, so just like in my previous video, I was really happy with the Android's desktop mode. In this video, I am sad because this is the Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra and I have been following its rumor circle for many months now. Every day I would like just search for the Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra, what is the news about it. The reason is because I have been waiting for a good quality OLED display tablet for a really long time. I've had the Galaxy Tab S9. I made a lot of videos on it. I've sold it for other reasons. But yeah, I've been waiting for a really high quality, like new generation, high brightness OLED display. Whether it's a monitor or it's a portable monitor. I was searching for something like that, and the Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra I was predicting to have a really killer OLED display, and it really has. So why am I sad? I am sad because the Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra will not be coming to India. It will be, only limited to China. And I thought it would be the case because when I saw that the Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra doesn't have a Snapdragon processor, instead it has a, their in-house X-Ring 01 processor. I'm not so much interested in the processor. I would have loved to see a Snapdragon processor because, for all those emulation advantages and all those things. But it's okay. I was looking into this tablet mainly for the OLED display. And yeah, unfortunately, because of this processor, I predicted that it's not going to come with, come into India or any other places. Like it's not going to have a global release, and Xiaomi has confirmed that as well. So yeah, I'm quite sad, guys. Xiaomi, if you're watching this video, please change your mind, or maybe change the internals of the tablet, or make another tablet with the same display with the Snapdragon processor or MediaTek processor, whatever. And please release this tablet, globally, with the same OLED panel. OLED panels on tablets, it is so rare. Like, brands are coming out left and right with tablets, flagship processors and everything, but the display is just plain IPS, like not even mini LED. Like it's like a normal IPS display without backlight control. Just simple, like plain single zone backlight, and not even a mini LED backlight. So, I mean, once you have used OLED on your phones, and I've also used OLED on my tablet, my Galaxy Tab S9 was an OLED tablet. Yeah, you cannot go back to IPS LCD, guys. Just there's no way. Okay. So I've been waiting for the Pad 7 Ultra, and the display on the Pad 7 Ultra, 3.2K, 3:2 aspect ratio, 120 Hz, 14-inch OLED panel, and the main highlight of the panel is that it has a peak brightness in HDR up to 1600 nits. It has DC plus dimming, which is great to see, and 1600 nits. Do you guys know how much is the peak brightness of a Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra? Let me show you. So Tom's Guide had reviewed the Tab S10 Ultra, and in HDR they measured a peak brightness of just 775 nits. I do not know what window size it was, but look at the iPad Pro M4. It has an SDR brightness. It also has an OLED display, by the way, the iPad Pro M4. In SDR mode, it has a brightness of 938 nits, which is crazy. It's double the brightness of the Tab S10 Ultra. So Tab S10 Ultra has a really dim OLED display. Like, it is bright enough for indoors, but for HDR impact, it doesn't even reach 1000 nits, so it's like it doesn't have that kind of impact. It is still great. Like I had my Tab S9. It has a much better display than any of these IPS tablets, but for HDR, even for HDR, it is like way better than IPS tablets. But in the true high league, like compared to the iPad Air M4, iPad Pro M4, the HDR impact is just not there. Okay, so you can see already over here, right? The HDR brightness of the Tab S10 Ultra is like 700 nits, which is nothing. The Tab S9 and Tab S10 Plus, those have like I think around 900 nits of peak brightness. I'm sure that my Tab S9 had a HDR brightness of 900 nits. That too, there is a bug with HDR on Samsung products, so that is just a whole other topic. You can watch Android Authority's video on that. But yeah, anyways, so for HDR content, the Tab S10, the Tab S9, and all the OLED tablets are a league above, like many leagues above the IPS tablets. But compared to the iPad Pro M4 with a 1600 nits peak brightness HDR OLED display, it is nothing. Okay, and here the Pad 7 Ultra is coming with a 1600 nits panel with 12-bit colors, HDR10 plus Dolby Vision, super high resolution, and 1600 nits. That is what is really enticing. Just to give you some context, right? I already told you about the Tab S10 Ultra and the Tab S9. They have like 900 nits peak brightness in HDR. So if you want to buy an OLED display, right? Like for example, you can get this portable OLED display. It is 16 inches, 2880 by 1800. So it's 2.8K resolution, 120 Hertz. These things have a peak brightness of like 500 nits. Okay, like if you turn on HDR, I believe these things have like 500 something odd nits of peak brightness. Okay, so again, that is nothing compared to this Pad 7 Ultra with 1600 nits of peak brightness. Even if you buy a dedicated monitor, so in India you will get the MSI Mac 271QPX QD OLED monitor. Currently it is selling for its cheapest price of 56,700 rupees on AMD computers. And this monitor has a really high quality OLED panel. It's a QD OLED, I think generation 2nd. There's a 3rd generation QD OLED panel. It is good for gaming, 240 Hz, 1440p display. Okay, but the problem is the brightness. So the brightness for this in HDR, like it has 2 modes. So you can either have VESA HDR True Black 400, or you can have HDR PQ 1000. I think so. Yeah. But the problem is in the peak 1000 HDR mode, the issue is that you will only get 1000 nits of peak brightness in the small 2% windows of the display. So like let's say you're having an HDR, you're watching an HDR, a video or clip like that, and it has like small sparkles, which covers like 2% of the, of the whole 27-inch monitor, right? So small parts of the screen will hit that 1000 nits peak brightness. But let's say as soon as you have a full screen flash or like a full bright screen, like a landscape or something like that, then the display's brightness will drop down to like 400 nits or below that. Okay, so you will see a huge range and variation in brightness. Brightness will go up and down and up and down if you use that HDR 1000 mode. And if you switch to the 400 mode, then you will have a consistent display, but the peak brightness will be limited to like 400 nits. So that's again nothing compared to the 1600 nits brightness of the Pad 7 Ultra. And you can see the price, guys. A monitor like this itself will cost you like 56,000 rupees. Same for a portable monitor like this. This monitor was still cheaper a few weeks back. It was like 46,000 rupees, but still, you get the point. It's pretty expensive. And obviously the Tab S9, Tab S9 can still be had for like cheap, 40,000 rupees. But yeah, the Tab S10, S10 Plus, S10 Ultra, these things are like way expensive. iPad Pro M4 is like crazy expensive. Okay. And yeah, so this is why I was really waiting for the Pad 7 Ultra. Unfortunately, it will not come to India. I'm pretty disappointed. I hope Xiaomi will release newer tablets with OLED displays, okay, globally. So we can wait for that. But anyways, the pricing of this like 1256GB, the base model is around like 68,000 rupees. So that is a absolutely justifiable price for this display. Okay, this display is not a joke. Like I said, I mean, this price is justified in my opinion. Okay, that's all I want to talk about this video, guys. I hope Xiaomi brings this tablet to India. Yeah, I mean, or this tablet or some other tablet, but with the same display. I really need that display, 1600 nits HDR. If you are not addicted to HDR, you will not get my craze, but HDR is just phenomenal. Okay, so yeah, that's all I want to talk about in this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what you think about the Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra. Do you want this to arrive in India? Are you excited about it? Do you think Xiaomi will bring this to India like in a later date? But yeah, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.